Podcasting from the Chicagoland area, this is Game On with Jackson Stuart, where we discuss men's lifestyle, focusing on sex, fitness, relationships, business, and more. We'll be interviewing the best of the best, the hot shots, and the rising stars in the worlds of modeling, fitness, cooking, and more. Influencers who are discussing keeping it sexy while at the top of their game. I'm your host, Jackson Stuart. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game. What if you could be a better player for the cost of one more cup of coffee a month? Get access to a growing library of lit erotica, behind-the-scenes action, and player's guides with tips on drinking, cooking, fitness, dating, sex, and life after dark. Low tier rate while offer lasts. Patreon.com, Game On with Jack. Keep it sexy and game on. There's a timeless debate if the clothes make the man or vice versa. Your man Jack has a different take. I think the answer is a little bit of both. The right clothes can help a man feel tall, strong, and powerful, and the wrong clothes can do the direct opposite. However, the right stance, the right personality, and the right amount of confidence can help a man pull off almost any style, anytime, anywhere. Elegance is a question of personality more than one's clothing, is a signature quote from Brendon Takarinda, a Dublin, Ireland-based vlogger, style expert, and influencer. He is also the founder of Elevation Styles, a fresh and powerful brand focusing on helping men dress and style better. Fortunately for us, he is also our guest tonight on Game On with Jackson Stuart. All right, guys, you've heard the introduction and the bio. Now join me in welcoming to Game On the impeccably dressed and worldly man of style, Brendon Takarinda. Brendon, how you doing?
Jackson, thank you very much for having me on the show. It's such a privilege, and of course, we're really looking forward to getting some questions going here. I'm looking forward to it.
Love it, love it. All right, let's kick it off. Let people know what platforms you're on and by what username.
Oh yeah, so you can find me at elevationstyles.com. That's the website. So I teach guys a little bit about style, how to improve their styling confidence, how to be elegant with their dressing. So you can also find me on YouTube. The YouTube channel is doing relatively okay at the moment, so make sure to subscribe to it. It's Elevation Styles. And you can find me, of course, on everywhere else, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, at Elevation Styles. And yeah, that's where I am.
Now, where are you from and where did you grow up?
So I am from Zimbabwe. I was born in Zimbabwe, and currently right now I'm living in Dublin, Ireland. So I was born and raised in Zimbabwe, and then I came here when I was about 12, 13 into Ireland, and right now I'm currently 25 going 26.
See, and that works so much for you in the sense of you're an international person, and you've probably had like a huge opportunity to see different styles, right? Of, you know, what men are wearing over here versus over there.
Yeah. Or like, because like in Zimbabwe, like, there's a lot of different colors, and people down there, they would wear colors which are a little bit more casual, and, you know, the colors would be brighter because down there it's mostly sunny weather. And then when I came to Ireland, it was definitely a culture shock because everyone here dresses a little bit more conservatively. They would wear more neutral colors. So I was kind of getting best of both worlds. So I kind of incorporated that into teaching guys about style.
Now, what made you get into the business? Like, what moment made Brendon wake up and go, you know what, guys need to know about style and elegance more?
So basically I work my current day job, as most people know, like in my bio, I'm a qualified social care worker. So in my day job, there's a couple of guys who work with me, and even going back in school, like everyone would be like, man, why do you dress the way you dress? You're always dressed the best. Like, I know it sounds corny, but they'll be like, oh man, you're always dressed like this. So I was like, everyone's always asking me, how do I dress like this? Or how do I, like, you know, match a tie with shoes or something weird like that? And then I said, why don't I actually start a brand that actually helps guys to improve their style, get more confident in their style, shop on a budget, because everyone has a budget, And then once you have that budget, then you find ways of elevating your style to the next level. So that's what basically started Elevation Styles, because I genuinely wanted to help guys improve their style and become more confident.
Now, there's countless sources of fashion, whether it be magazines, whether it be,
Yeah.
TV shows about fashion, other websites,
Hmm.
etc. Who are some influences for you that, everybody sharpens their game up, everybody levels up their game. Who do you, either personally or professionally that you follow or subscribe to that, that
Yeah.
influences some of your picks and styles?
So for me, like when growing up, I was always mad about David Beckham because I just liked the way how David Beckham could incorporate like, that masculine look. But of course, like he would have that little bad boy look as well. So I kind of took aspects of that. And then of course on the social medias, I would watch people like teaching men's fashion, Jose Zuniga, lads like Josh Sullivan, Alex Costa. So I'm trying to model now my brand towards them because they've paved the way for myself. And then, of course, Pinterest. I've always been mad about going through Pinterest and looking at different outfits. And in my wardrobe right now, let's say if I find a picture on Pinterest, I'll buy specific items to copy and then I'll try them on. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So it's taken me years to get to where I am right now. So now it's just about telling lads how to do it. But yeah, of course, it's David Beckham, Pinterest, and, just having a few celebrity people which I look up to.
I think the first time I saw David Beckham in a color photo, I was like, this does not look right. like every
Yeah.
picture he ever took in like, a magazine, he was always in black and white. But
Yeah, black and white,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no,
But
definitely a style, a trailblazer. I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah. But like you see, for him, the black and white really suits him because it gives him that edgy look, and black and white gives him a good contrast because of his skin tone. So it really matches his skin tone well. So I can tell he definitely has a personal stylist.
Yeah, no, and and you raise a good point. And I mean, certain black and white or color photos don't look the same for everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
David Beckham versus, yeah, I'm gonna show some age here, but he's an actor, but
Mm.
he was originally a model. The actor Jaimon
Yeah.
Hansu, who
Okay.
is I'm not even gonna try and remember where he's from, but he was African born and raised, and
Okay.
he was a fashion model before he became an actor. He was in like Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in Amistad, all these other movies. But you could tell like the way they would shoot him would complement his skin color.
Hmm.
And so I want guys to realize that there's nothing wrong with realizing that how you look, should make an impact on how you take a photo. Because like I tell
Yes.
people, if you don't have a flash on and you take a picture of me, I'm not going to show up. Like it's just the way it
Yeah.
is. So,
That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up about photography. Um, I feel like men are at a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to fashion because of perception and limited choices. Like women can have dresses or sundresses or tank tops.
Yeah.
They can have every color in the rainbow that they want to pull from. And guys
Yeah.
think we're just stuck to jeans or suits. Like that's it, like nothing else. So
Yeah.
what would be, if you could give guys one killer tip right now about
Okay.
leveling up their style, what would it be?
Okay. So with guys, like you just said there, that's a good point. Like women have a plethora of choices. But yes, us as guys, we can be a little bit limited. But in that limited space, you as a guy, your main focus should be fit. Your clothes have to fit your body shape. If you get a suit, that's let's say €1,000, and that suit does not fit your body shape. Let's say you're a rectangle body shape and that suit is big, baggy, it looks baggy on you. And then if you get someone who gets a suit for maybe €100, well, down here we use euros, and that suit is fitted and tailored to his body, the guy with the €100 suit will always look better
Mm,
compared to the guy who has a €1,000 suit. So always get your clothes to match your body, because if your clothes are complementing your body, it's gonna actually complement your assets. And when you have your assets on show, you're always winning.
yeah, I love that point. And one of the things out there, there are these T-shirts for men that aren't just like, let's say let's say you're a guy that needs to wear an extra large shirt or a double XL
Yes.
shirt. Most of the stuff you
Hmm.
buy off the racks, you will look like a giant square. or a big
You see,
rectangle.
that's the thing.
But they have these
Hmm.
new shirts that, they fit the arms closer, but they give you more
You
room in
see?
different areas. And you're 100% right. I
Hmm.
mean, fit, guys. Sometimes you can get a suit off the shelf and it's perfect. Sometimes you can't. I always tell people,
Can't, yeah.
don't buy anything until you try it on.
You try it on. Always try your clothes on.
Because,
Always, because,
because
yeah, go
you
on.
just don't know.
You just like, especially like the example of the t-shirts. Like, yes, I know right now fashion now is more casual. And I was doing a couple of videos about this on TikTok. I was like, fashion now is more casual. And I can still sense that most guys, yes, they do like the casual style, but they still want their casual clothes to fit them well.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, fit is always going to be king. Like, yes, fashion may be casual. Even if you're formal, you still need to get clothes that fit and look you the best because you will be your best.
Do you ever have a sense of like timing? Like, do you feel like fashion changes for men once a year,
Oh,
once every 6 months, or is it just like a constant
I, I,
shift?
I think maybe every 2, 3, 4 years, there's always a shift because like we had a period now where like lads were like wearing like how can I ultra tight clothes like,
Yeah.
and then now we're moving into the casual comfort. Like, and then we had a period where we had the dad looks where everyone was rocking like the dad shoes, the Yeezys, the Balenciagas. And so it's always changing. But what I always say is that classic minimal wear never goes out of style. So these are things like your chinos, your white leather sneakers, your polos, your fitted t-shirts, your suits, like things like that. They never go out of style because people are always going to take things from that minimalist base and then they're going to incorporate it to make it more casual, to make it more vintage. So always stick to the minimalist and the basics and you're good to go.
Now summer's here, and
Hmm.
seasons. This is something that I think a lot of guys don't think about. Different
Yes.
seasons, different style, right? What you wear
Style.
you should
Yes, that's
not be
true.
wearing, your fall sweaters in the summer. One, you'll die. It's freaking like
Yeah.
9,000 degrees
Hmm.
out. But it's just a different look. The color palette's different. What would
Different. Hmm.
be, give guys 3 fashion tips for
Okay.
going out on a first date in the summer?
Okay, so first date in the summer. So always for me personally, if you're going out for a first date, depends on the setting of the date. Like, do you know the person, where you're going? But let's say if it's later at night, then you can incorporate something like chinos. So always go for like a business casual look. Let's say if it's a summer little date and it's getting dark outside, so you can have a button down Oxford shirt, chinos, loafers, and then if you want to go a little bit over the top, then incorporate a blazer. Make sure that your accessories are complementing your outfit. So you might have a watch, you might have maybe a bracelet, a ring, whatever you're having. And then maybe if it's the daytime, then I'll say go for a polo, and then you can go for something like chino shorts and then your white leather sneaker. Simple. If you get the fit right, it's always going to look good. And then for the colors, of course, if it's summer, then you want to incorporate a little bit brighter colors. And then, of course, just make sure that if you're wearing your shorts, they're above the knee length. I know most people be rocking shorts which are they'll be going down nearly past the knee, so they're above the knee, and then you're good to go. You have your polo, you have your white leather sneakers, and that's it. And I know, like with most dates, again, it depends on the setting. Do you know the person? How long do you know the person? I think if you know the person a little bit longer, then you might be a little bit more casual. But if you're meeting for the first time, I would say dress to impress all the time.
I like that, and I want to add on that I feel like you can tell a lot about who you're about to go on a date with because of how they look, especially if it's your first date. And
Yes.
I remember I was going out with as a first date with a girl. I was very excited to see her, and so I
Yeah.
showed up at her house, and I was in like slacks. It was like a early Sunday date we were gonna have, and I was in like just dress pants and a button-down shirt. And she opens the door, and Brendon, she's in a sweater that was like 3 times bigger than she was. It was all stretched out, and her
Oh,
jeans were all ripped up. And she said, "Why are you so dressed up?" And as soon as she said that, I'm thinking we will
oh,
probably not have a second date.
date, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Like, nah, she was too
yeah.
casual.
But
Like,
but she was
and
hot, and that really I was very conflicted. I'm like, she's so hot, but we have totally different style. And I think to your point, how
Hmm.
you dress tells people how you feel about the event.
Yes, because I did a video about this about occasions. If you're dressing appropriately for an occasion, it shows that you respect the occasion. In turn, the people at the occasion, they will respect you. So things like dates, for example, like that girl, like for me, I've been on a date where a girl literally showed up just when, I don't even know, like the little blouses and just like basically no effort at all. And I was dressed to impress. So I knew that like there wasn't going to be a second date. And then I went on another date and the girl actually was dressed appropriately, a nice skirt, put her makeup on, hair was done, and we had a second date. So the way people dress can tell you as well the situation before you even go out on the date, you know. So always dress appropriately for the occasion.
Now, what about summertime? A guy's gonna go out hang out
Hmm.
with his buddies because I think just because you're out with your buddies,
Yeah.
doesn't mean you should just walk into a bar or restaurant looking sloppy as hell. That's just my take. But how do you feel about what would be some tips you would give guys that if you're having a guys' night out, you want to level up your
Yeah.
game, what would you tell guys? Like, give them two or three tips.
So if you want to level up your game, especially like a bar, let's say use a couple of drinks on a night out, this is where I look a little bit edgy myself. I would rock a pair of boots, dark denim, maybe a polo or maybe a fitted t-shirt, and then of course like a leather jacket. So with the boys, because it's gonna be men's night out, like it's gonna be you're gonna be vibing. There's gonna be a lot of banter. So you always want to be looking a little bit edgy because use that together. Use that basically a pack. So if all of you are looking masculine, you're dressed up, you're looking edgy, then it's going to attract people. People will be like, oh, look at them. Like, there's something about them. So especially when you're out with your friends, don't be dressing goofy. You're just put graphic tee and then you're wearing your gym runners. No, actually be looking edgy because you are meant to be representing the boys. So you tell your lads to dress like that as well.
I like that. And, I think that guys, next time you're out, if you look at other groups of guys that are out and you got, a group of five, you got four guys that are looking like they just rolled out of bed. They could give less of a damn how they're looking. You got that one guy who's in like dark jeans, maybe like a distressed t-shirt and a nice jacket or
Yeah,
something. He's going to get
exactly.
treated different by the staff,
Differently.
by
Hmm.
each other. Because the bartender or whatever, or the waitress or waiter is going to just treat that guy different because he's saying something about himself.
Yeah, and that actually happened to myself and my brother. Cause when I'm always out with my brother, like we all like, cause it's our time together, but we always dress sharp. Like we would have jackets on, we'd have our boots, and I'm telling you, people treat you differently because they think like you are. Like people just think like there's something intriguing about you, so they just want to interact with you without even knowing why.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's funny,
and you can go overboard with it too. And I want guys to understand, like, if you go out to a
Oh yes,
bar and
yes.
you're wearing a three-piece suit, you're gonna look weird.
Oh yes, of course,
Like
yes, of course, of course. Yeah, yeah.
you're gonna look like,
There's a balance to
yeah, you're gonna
everything.
look like the owner. Like you just like you're
Yeah.
buying the place that night, and it's that balance you want.
Mm-hmm.
What One of the questions that we love to throw to guests here, in keeping
Okay.
with the theme of sexiness, what is the sexiest
Yeah.
thing about Brendon Takarinda?
Oh, the sexiest thing about me, of course, like probably my style, but I would say my work ethic is really, really impeccable because I can keep working even like let's say when I feel down, I still keep going, I still keep working. So I could consider that so a sexy aspect about me, and I've been told that I'm very ambitious and stuff like that. So yeah, and then of course, like I said, the style. So yeah,
Now,
that's what I consider sexy.
what
Yeah.
makes a person sexy in your opinion?
Oh, for a guy, of course, having good style, and for most guys, I would say confidence. You need to have confidence in whatever you're doing. If you don't have confidence, then you are going to be shaken, and it portrays in your body language. So hopefully with elevation styles, to start going more into, because I do the gym, like I'm heavy into the gym, I'll start doing body language analysis and stuff like that. But confidence just flows throughout everything. So for a guy, you need to be confident. It doesn't matter where you get your confidence from, whether it be from your purpose, whether it be from the gym, but just make sure that you're confident, and then it will start portraying in the rest of your life.
I am so glad you said that because in doing this show, and I've had guests
Yeah.
who were exotic dancers. I've had guests who were, in sex work. I've had guests who were models. All
Yeah.
over the gamut of sexuality and appeal. And most guys tend to think that what makes a man sexy is how he looks, like physically, like he's got a six pack or whatever, or his bank account or his material possessions, a car, a watch, whatever. Every person I've asked, male or female, every guest has always said, I'd say within 99%, if I polled everybody, confidence is the answer to what makes them sexy.
Yeah.
And people are always like, really? But what about like hair? Or nope, it's always confidence, because confident people just look different regardless of what they actually look like.
They look different, they act different. But this is what I'm saying, like most people, yes, they think it's physical, but if you're gaining confidence from that physical, then yeah, keep doing what you're doing. But at the end of the day, it's like confidence is the end all be all. Like that's what I believe. Like, you know, if you're confident in anything that, okay, I'm confident that I can accomplish this, then anything is possible.
You know, before we get on to the quick game, you just reminded me of a story. I was in college and I had a friend who was Australian, and she was dating a guy who was right out of Dublin. And so I'm at this graduation party, and literally half the room is either Irish or Australian, and there's me right in the middle. And so this Irish guy got up, and he was making a toast, and he was about 4 glasses of whatever he was drinking past. He should not have been talking, you know, but he was talking heartfelt, and he was a little, you know, he was a little 3 sheets to the wind already. And so he goes, everybody in this room, you know, I love all of you, and we're all human beings. He goes, I don't care if you're from Sydney, and all the Australians started clapping. He said, I don't care if you're from Dublin, and all the Irish started clapping. He goes, I don't care if you're from Africa, and I was like, oh, okay.
You started clapping?
Yeah, I started clapping, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't take, you know, I-90 from Zimbabwe to Chicago. It doesn't work like that. But I knew where he was coming from. You know, he was coming from a place of you know, welcome, but it was just so funny because I know that guy. It's like we're here too, man. But that takes us now to the quick game where we like to give our guests a chance to run through some entertaining questions. Brendon, are you ready?
Oh, okay. Let's go.
All right.
Let's give it a go.
Here we go. Don't overthink it. Let's go. Cake or pie?
Pie.
What kind?
Meat pie.
Oh God, you are the only person to ever say meat pie. I've gotten fruit pie.
I love meat pie.
Oh man, that's that shepherd's pie stuff, man. That's all they give you over there in Dublin.
Dublin, it's true. Yeah.
Are rats cute?
Rats cute? No.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
No.
How many cups of coffee do you drink per day?
I don't drink coffee.
You drink tea?
Rarely.
Oh.
Usually I'll drink a lot of like water.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there's a spider in your house, do you kill it or set it free?
I kill it.
Favorite time of day, morning or night?
Morning.
In terms of shoes, socks all the time or sometimes no socks?
Oh, socks all the time.
And my favorite question, who inspires you?
Who inspires me? That's a good question. Alpha Male Strategies.
Okay. Good people, sexy people. That wraps up our interview with quite possibly the sexiest man telling other men how to be sexy in their style. The impeccably dressed, the international, the worldly, Brendon Takarinda. Brendon, let people know one more time where they can catch you.
Jackson, thank you very much. So they can catch me, of course, at elevationstyles.com. That's the website. YouTube, it'll be Elevation Styles. If you click it in, you see the podcast. They come up and the videos. And then, of course, at Twitter, at Styles Elevation. And then everywhere else, Facebook, Snapchat, Elevation Styles. Thank you very much.
Brendon, thank you.
And I'll come again. It's a brilliant show. I'll definitely come again.
We'd love to have you. Brendon, thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
Thank you very much.